Active indicative verbs of the present system. Latin has 6 tenses. We organize these tenses into 2 systems, the present system and the perfect system. The present system consists of the present, imperfect, and future tenses. The perfect system consists of the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses. First, we'll talk about the present system. Remember that the present system consists of 3 tenses, the present, the imperfect, and the future. All 3 tenses of the present system are built on the present stem. To find the present stem of a first or second conjugation verb, go to the second principal part, which is the infinitive, and take off the RE. For example, for the verb paro, I prepare, the principal parts are paro, parare, parawi, paratus. The second principal part, the infinitive, is parare. If we remove the RE, we're left with para, which is the present stem. Later, it will be important for you to understand that this is actually the true present stem, par, plus the thematic vowel A. All first conjugation verbs will have this long A as the thematic vowel. All second conjugation verbs will have long E as the thematic vowel. But for now, you can think of the stem and the thematic vowel as a single entity, which we'll call the present stem, just for simplicity's sake. Remember that the present system consists of 3 tenses, the present, the imperfect, and the future. To form the present tense of a first or second conjugation verb, first find the present stem by going to the second principal part, which is the infinitive, and taking off the RE. For the verb clamo, I shout, the principal parts are clamo, clamare, clamavi, clamatus. The second principal part, the infinitive, is clamare. If we remove the RE, we're left with clama, which is the present stem. Of course, this present stem is really clam plus the thematic vowel A, but we can put them together and call it the present stem. To form the present tense, we'll add the present tense personal endings to this present stem. The present tense personal endings are o, s, t, mus, tis, nt. When we add the personal endings, there are a few things to notice. First, the O for the first person singular will eat the thematic vowel A. That A is going to disappear in the conjugated word. Second, there is a rule that if a word ends in im or t, the last syllable of that word cannot be long. Clamat and clamant end in t, so their last syllables cannot be long. So these are the changes that we'll see when we actually conjugate our verb. The A in the first person singular will disappear, and the A's in the third person singular and third person plural will become short. And here's our conjugated verb. Let's recite it together. Clamo, clamas, clamat, clamamus, clamatis, clamant. There are 3 ways to translate the present tense. First is called the simple present. I blank, you blank, he, she, it blanks. We blank, y'all blank, they blank. For the verb clamo, the simple present translation would be I shout. The second way to translate the present tense is the present progressive. I am blanking, you are blanking, he, she, it is blanking. We are blanking, y'all are blanking, they are blanking. The present progressive translation of clamas would be you are shouting. Finally is the emphatic present. I do blank, you do blank, he, she, it does blank. We do blank, y'all do blank, they do blank. The emphatic present is used sometimes for emphasis, which is why it's called the emphatic present, but it's used more often to create negative statements such as I do not blank. The emphatic present translation of clamat is he, she, it does shout. If you were translating the phrase non clamat, you would use the English emphatic present and say, he, she, it does not shout. Remember that the present system consists of 3 tenses: the present, the imperfect, and the future. To form the imperfect tense of a first or second conjugation verb, first find the present stem by going to the second principal part, which is the infinitive, and taking off the re. For the verb habeo, meaning I have, the principal parts are habeo, habere, habui, habitus. The second principal part, the infinitive, is habere. If we remove the re, we're left with habe, which is the present stem. Of course, this is really hab plus the thematic vowel long e, but we put these together and we call this whole thing the present stem. The imperfect tense personal endings are made up of the imperfect tense marker ba plus personal endings that you already know. Mst, mus, tis, nt. We put them together like this. Now, of course, we know that if a word ends in an M or a T, the last syllable cannot be long. Bom, bot, and bont are all going to come at the end of a word, and they all make the word end in an M or a T, so these A's cannot be long. So here are our impersonal tense endings. Our imperfect tense endings. Go ahead and recite these out loud with me. Bom, bos, bot, bomus, botis, bont. Now let's stick them onto our present stem and conjugate habeo together aloud in the imperfect tense. Habe bom, habe bos, habe bot, habe bomus, habe botis, habe bont. There are 2 ways to translate the imperfect tense. First is the past progressive. I was blanking, you were blanking, he, she, it was blanking. We were blanking, y'all were blanking, they were blanking. The past progressive translation of habebas is you were having. The second way to translate the imperfect tense is the past iterative. Iterative just means repeated over and over. For the past iterative, we use used to. The past iterative is I used to blank, you used to blank, he, she, it used to blank. We used to blank, y'all used to blank, they used to blank. The past iterative translation of habebant is they used to have. When you see the tense marker ba, you should think was blanking used to blank. Say that with me 3 times. Was blanking used to blank. Was blanking used to blank. Was blanking used to blank. Remember that the present system consists of 3 tenses: the present, the imperfect, and the future tenses. We've come back to this slide over and over because this is really important. The present system consists of 3 tenses: the present tense, the imperfect tense, and the future tense. To form the future tense of a first or second conjugation verb, first find the present stem by going to the second principal part, which is the infinitive, and taking off the re. For the verb laudo, I praise, the principal parts are laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatus. The second principal part, the infinitive, is laudare. If we remove the re, we are left with lauda, which is our present stem. Of course, this is loud plus the thematic vowel a, but we put them together and call it our present stem. The future tense personal endings are bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. Note the vowel pattern here. O, 4 I's, and a U. This pattern will show up again later, so it's worth noticing now. Now let's put the future tense endings onto our present stem and conjugate laudo together in the future. Say this out loud with me. Laudabo, laudabis, laudabit. Laudabimus, laudabitis, laudabunt. Note that pattern of the vowels. This is the vowel that's following the B. We get bo, bi, 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 buh. That's O, 4 I's, and a U. It's really easy to translate the future tense because you only have one option. Always translate the Latin future tense with the English simple future using the helping verb will. I will blank, you will blank, he, she, it will blank. We will blank, y'all will blank, they will blank. So laudabitus is y'all will praise.